Hey guys, Paul here from familywheels.ca with another car review for your growing family. And this week on the program, I'm reporting from the land of powder snow, big old snowmobiles, and even bigger pickup trucks, Revelstoke, British Columbia. The perfect place to talk with you about our test this week of the 2016 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. So, a bit of a specialized review this week because the Tundra, Toyota's largest pickup truck, has been around for a while now. But Toyota for a while has been told that customers want even more customization and more off-road capability from a truck like the Tundra. So they've responded. For 2016, the first time it's available here in Canada, my big question is, do you really need a vehicle that has that much more off-road capability? It's going to cost you a fair bit more. It's competing with the likes of the Ford Raptor SVT, the Dodge Ram Rebel, and I want to be really clear here this week, I'm not going to be testing this truck's off-road capability. There are a lot of other sites that can do that with a lot more in-depth knowledge than I have in the off-road world. I'm going to be looking at this truck from the sense that most of us, 95% of us, 95% of the time are going to be driving around a truck like this, picking up groceries, maybe driving to the ski hill, doing stuff like that. So let's see how this truck stacks up. In that regard, I'll tell you how it compares to the other trim levels of the Tundra, and we'll see if it really is a worthwhile option for Canadian winter family outdoorsy living. So stick around. You know, I always see the size of these bags. So even before this TRD Pro trim came available, there was already no shortage of trims in this Tundra. We have the base model, $29,000 truck with a smaller V8 on board. It's a 4x2, only a regular cab, pretty basic little truck. And then we bounce all the way up to the platinum level, just shy of $57,000, and really no creature comfort that you can think of that isn't in that truck. Now, even though this TRD Pro package is about the same price, just shy of $57,000, you're foregoing some of those luxuries in this truck. So what you're going to get in the TRD Pro trim that you're not going to get in the other trims of the Tundra, first up, and most importantly, what's called a remote reservoir suspension kit. So basically, if you were to take a typical pickup truck out that hasn't been modified in any way and off-road in it all day long, bumps and roots and rocks, and just pound that suspension all day long, your shocks are going to overheat over time and you wind up getting what's called fade. Here in this system, you're not going to get that. It's going to stay much cooler all throughout the day. You're not going to get any fade. The drive is going to be much more consistent and the handling is going to be much better as well as a result. So that's kind of cool, but a very kind of niche-y piece of technology that most of us are never going to need on a day-to-day basis. Other things that you're getting on the TRD Pro trim include undercarriage protection, skid plates. You're getting this red stitching on the leather seats. You're getting a different kind of shift knob here, and you're getting TRD Pro stamps right on the side of the box on the exterior. But in terms of the power plant on the TRD Pro, it's exactly the same engine that you're going to find on a lot of the high-level trims of the Tundra. The same 5.7-liter V8 coupled with a 6-speed automatic transmission that we've been seeing in the Tundra for quite some time now, actually. But one thing that is different is a dual-tipped, chrome-tipped exhaust on the back of this truck that when you put the pedal to the metal just sounds fantastic. Take a listen. So growly and aggressive. I love that sound. But one thing that Toyota has said actually is that for 2016 it's improved its sound dampening inside of the cabin here. And I might be yelling a little bit because even though it is a bit of a quieter ride, it's still pretty noisy in here with that 5.7 liter on board. Some people might love that throaty, growly sound and never get sick of it. Others might find it a bit tiresome. Other things that are new in this 5.7 liter package that I'm in, regardless of the trim that you get, with a 5.7 liter engine on board, you're going to get a tow package now. So that includes a hitch on the back and a trailer braking system on board direct from the factory. And the 5.7 liter engine now comes standard with a 144 liter gas tank. That's a lot of gas. It means that even a truck of this size that does gulp up a fair bit of fuel can drive about 1,000 kilometers without fueling up. Now, speaking of fuel economy, this is one of the things that I think is a real Achilles heel on this truck. I'm seeing, even though I'm driving this pretty much exclusively on the highway this week, and I'm not driving it that hard, I've got around 14.5, 15 liters per 100 kilometers. And that, I mean, we compare that to the Ford F-150 that I had last summer for a test, and yes, it had a much smaller EcoBoost engine on board, but it was so much more fuel efficient, and it could still tow a lot of boat. Yes, the towing capacity here on this Tundra is 9,700 pounds, and that's excellent, and it does have a lot of get up and go. I mean, it's never, even on the steepest of mountain roads, ever shy of power. But even with the price of gas right now, 15 liters per 100 kilometers, that's kind of a tough pill to swallow. But I want to talk about interior features now on this truck, because some of the stuff on board this cabin is absolutely fantastic. First up is the rear legroom in this CrewMax cab that we've got in our tester. It is downright limo-like back there. I think you could fit pretty much anyone of any height in the second row of this CrewMax and they would be comfortable. And then we come up to the first row here and we've got best-in-class headroom, we've got best-in-class legroom, and also best-in-class hip room. Not so much a problem for a skinny guy like me, but if you've got great big hips, this could be the truck for you. I'm also finding the seats, even though I've been driving in this truck for about 1,000 kilometers now and I've got a bit of a bad back, they're fantastic. They're supportive and comfortable. This leather on them cleans up really nicely. And I do like this red leather stitching in the TRD Pro package, as well as this TRD Pro stamp on the seats. I think that looks pretty slick. When we look on the interior of this truck in general, it does feel just a little bit dated to me. I think that if we look at this compared to the Toyota Tacoma that I had out a few weeks ago, that has been completely redesigned for 2016, the interior on this just does feel a little bit dated. There are some more cheap plastics around than you might find in the Tacoma, and some of the switchware, you know, for controlling the mirrors and that sort of thing down low here feels like the kind of thing that I would have seen in a, you know, 2005 Toyota Corolla, not a 2016 $60,000 truck. One thing that also seems a little bit weird to me on this TRD Pro package is that there isn't dual zone automatic climate control. So on some of the other trim levels that are going to cost you right about the same amount, like the Platinum package, you do have automatic climate control, but not so here in the TRD Pro, and I'm not entirely sure why. And then I've seen some people complain that this package doesn't have heated seats, which isn't true. It's just that the heated seat button is really difficult to find. It's way down here underneath the climate control zone, and it just is way hidden out of the way, and I don't really understand why. It would be nice to have those buttons just be a little bit more front and center. So I've already talked about how spacious this CrewMax cab is. Let me show you now, okay? I've put the driver's seat as far back as it'll go. That's good for a really tall driver. And here I am with tons of legroom as a full-size adult still. Lots of headroom as well, and these seats are super comfortable. You can also get the TRD Pro package with a double cab. Not quite as big, but I have a friend with a double cab Tundra, and he says that he still manages to fit a couple of car seats back there without any problem at all. One other thing that's different about the double cab versus CrewMax cab option is the bed. You can only get the CrewMax cab with a 5.5 foot box. The double cab comes with a 6.5 foot box. And I think that this is a pretty small, kind of unusable size. See what I'm talking about here? My skis, when we went on this road trip, actually had to go sideways. It's kind of a strange size. It seems a little bit off to me. Another thing that does seem strange to me with the Tundra is its payload capacity. So you can only put about 1,300 pounds in the back of this thing before it maxes out. That's really not very much. I mean, you compare that to the Tacoma, and actually the smaller Tacoma can put more in the box in terms of payload capacity. Now let's talk about the car seats in this truck a little bit more. We've got a rear-facing car seat in place. They can soak up a fair bit of legroom for front passengers, but it's totally not an issue here with the CrewMax. I've got about 15 inches of legroom, which is pretty darn impressive. I hop up here. It's a bit of a climb, and you can see tons of legroom, not a problem at all. This truck's made in Texas. This is some serious Texas style legroom here. But you might have heard me grunt there a little bit as I was hopping up here. It is a bit of a step, and that is something to keep in mind. If you've got kids who are having to jump in and out of this truck all the time, or if you're, you know, shorter yourself, you've got a shorter spouse, or you're elderly parents, that sort of thing, this can be a little bit of a trick getting in and out of a truck of this size. Finally, on our final test, I want to show you the yogurt test, because these leather seats, super comfortable, but how are they going to do for spills? I'm going to grab some yogurt here, smear it into these seats. You can see here that this leather is not perforated like so many leather seats are right now. It's kind of the stylish thing to do, and it means that cleanup is going to be super easy, not a problem at all. This Tundra really has been like the perfect ski road trip vehicle for me this week. I've got my skis in the back, I've got tons of room in the second row for my buddies. I've driven 1,200K on this road trip, and I could just keep on going. The ride height, I was a little concerned. I thought that maybe jacked up like this, it would be a little bit wobbly on these windy mountainous roads in BC, but it's smooth and refined and car-like. And of course that V8 power is just bottomless and really quite fun to drive around. And I just have to turn a bit of a blind eye to the fuel economy because it is quite dismal. But as the sun goes down here on my ski road trip, my more overarching question about this TRD Pro package is whether it actually deserves a place in the Tundra lineup. Because here's the thing, you can get into an SR5 Tundra, which is already slightly more off-road skewed, for about $14,000 less than this truck. And yes, it doesn't have some of the hardcore off-road gear that you'll find on the TRD Pro, but the fact is you're still getting that 5.7 liter V8, you're still getting this huge Crew Max cab in the back here, and you're saving a lot of money. And then for the real hardcore off-road guys, I've always kind of thought that, you know, part of the joy of building your truck just the way you like it is doing just that it's kind of yours and you've customized it just the way you like it. So I'm kind of curious, if you are one of these guys who loves to, you know, tweak and customize your truck, would you rather get it direct from the factory just the way you like it, or is there something to making it your own? Leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter @FamilyWheels. Please subscribe to the channel too. I'd love to have you join the ranks. And we'll see you in about 7 days with the next review. Make sure to check out familywheels.ca. Thanks for tuning in.